we have to talk about Deception. Deception is one of the tactics cards from the Beast Mystique box. Deception is an unaffiliated active tactics card that states Mystique may play this card. Choose an enemy character within range 4. If there are no other non-dazed enemy characters within range 2 of the chosen character, you may advance the chosen character its speed towards this character. At face value, this looks like the Webline superpower as a tactics card. But if that was true, why is everyone freaking out about this card, and why am I making a video about it? Well, in reality, it is much better than Webline. Let's break it down. First, it does have the slight drawback of not being able to use it on grouped enemies. Second, it doesn't cost power, so unless Mystique picked up a hammer, this card can always be played, and you always have to worry about it. Third, it advances the model its speed, so it moves them farther and over some terrain pieces. And finally, it doesn't have to be played during Mystique's activation. What does this allow us to do? Well, much like Hired Muscle, it can break the symmetry of Crisis extracts. On a Crisis with extracts on the center line, such as Fear grips world as worthy terrorized cities, after your opponent picks up a hammer, you can move Mystique within range 4 and play Deception to pull them into your team. Then have your team beat on them until they give up that juicy hammer. Ah, but your opponent is clever. They have played Corvus and Proxima. Corvus ran up and grabbed the extract, and Proxima ran within range 2 of Corvus to protect him from Deception. Gah, our evil plans are foiled again. Well, not really. Let's say we're playing Peter Parker, or more realistically, Gwen. You can just walk up to Corvus, fire off an impact webbing to gain the second power, then pull them apart with Webline. Excuse me, but that doesn't actually work, because they will just run someone else up and Gwen will have her head chopped off by Corvus. I wasn't done. After you pull Corvus with Gwen, you can play Deception, because it doesn't have to be during Mystique's turn. So as long as Gwen's Webline gets Corvus within range 4 of Mystique, you can pull him again. Say into double tap range of Magneto. Okay, so how do we actually play around this ability? There are a few that come to mind, but all generally boil down to use movement shenanigans to prevent your models from sitting on the center point. Top answers include Angela walking up to the point with her first action, then walking very far away from Mystique with her second action. Using Storm's leadership to jump a model forward so you can get the extract with one action, leaving you one to walk away with. You could even use Doctor Strange with an Infinity Gem to lay down at turn 1 pentagrams. Finally, there are some terrain setups that will let you deny Deception. Deception causes an advance, and Climb is a completely different action. As a result, you cannot use Deception to move models over terrain larger than themselves, and since Deception says advance towards Mystique, you can nestle your model up against some large terrain to prevent the advance. Now, this obviously doesn't work with wall crawlers and characters with flight since they ignore these restrictions, but it does work for the vast majority of characters. So that's Deception. Will you guys be adding it to your rosters, or are you teching against it? Let me know in the comments down below. Secure that subscribe button. I'm Vincent Curkov, and this was Deception.